So our topic is on deceptive food advertising, and I'm Cooper Smith.
I'm Ruthia Dalla.
I'm Isha Badra.
And I'm Lily Sanders.
And so this is the introduction. Our topic is on false advertisement in the food industry. It is heavily used and apparent in our society. Although food packaging, or although pictures on different foods on packaging and advertisements may be visually appealing and appetizing, food advertisements mislead consumers by creating unrealistic expectations of what they're going to buy, leading to disappointment and dissatisfaction. And Rudvika is going to talk about the context.
Okay, this topic matters because how food is advertised, whether it's in packaging, in commercials, or in stores, it often sets expectations far above what people get delivered, and this ends up with people being disappointed. In fact, consumers often complain about packaging, implying that it needs more quantity, quality, or freshness than what's delivered, driving dissatisfaction and mistrust. This picture perfectly represents how, in the packaging, it exaggerates the quality and the quantity of what's being delivered to us, and this reinforces how misleading visuals on these packages create false expectations that lead consumer to disappointment. Next one. And in this photo, the product looks nothing like the packaging. And in the photo, in the real brownie, there's only one sprinkle, and it's less decorative than the actual packaging. And what's expected is like a bright sprinkle-filled brownie, but you only get one sprinkle. And this highlights how packaging exaggerates appearance to attract buyers, even when it doesn't reflect on the real product. And this connects to the idea of unrealistic visuals, which is a form of false advertising, which Nisha will explain further.
Next, the Grande Nachos immediately stood out on the Taco Bell drive-thru menu with its large, eye-catching photo of the hot chips, melty cheese, and fresh guacamole. It made it seem like the perfect quick meal. It was hot, fresh, and it seemed satisfying, especially because I was in a hurry and in a rush. However, when I received the actual order, I was disappointed because the cheese was separated, the guacamole was buried and oxidized, and so was brown, as well as the chips were soggy from the cold queso and sour cream. This showed that the speed mattered more than quality to the store, and that made me lose trust in the brand. And this kind of disappointment doesn't just happen with meals, but it also happens with treats too that are meant to feel rewarding. For example, the next crumble cookies depicts a similar feeling. The context behind this photo is that my friend was at field hockey practice and she was overworked by her team, so she wanted something rewarding to having been overworked. However, she bought the red velvet white chip cookie, and in the display it seems to have a lot of white chocolate chips, but in reality it only had one singular chocolate chip, leaving her to only savor every bite with one chip. And these misleading images like these set up unrealistic expectations for rewards and indulgences. Similarly, the next strawberry shortcake roll depicts the same feeling.
Yeah, so as Nisha said, this photo is of a Little Debbie strawberry shortcake roll. On the box, there's a neatly displayed roll. However, when you open the box, there's a much less appealing version. The messy frosting is falling out of the roll, and the layers aren't visible, and also the color is completely different. This clearly demonstrates the difference in what is advertised, which is actually sold. If the roll that was on the boxes was pictured on the box, much less people would want to buy it. The image sets unrealistic consumer expectations that simply can't be met by the product. Companies will use false advertising to sell their products, which is demonstrated by the food products and advertising strategies used. Next, Cooper will give us our conclusion.
So all in all, consumers are often misled by these companies. Packaging and advertisement seems a lot more glamorous and seems perfect. You want to buy this. You want to spend your hard-earned money to buy something that's going to give you a sweet treat. You're going to feel enjoyment from it. You're going to feel satisfaction. But when you open that box and you see that lousy Pop-Tart, or you see that strawberry shortcake roll with no strawberry filling, or you get one sprinkle on your brownie, like, come on. So we just want to raise awareness on the issue, because if we say nothing, the companies can get away with it, and they can continue to do it But if we say something and we spread awareness and we hold them accountable, they can't get away with it. So yeah, and thank you for listening to us.
We'll take that.
What's your question?